All right, hello. We're back on the YouTube channel. Sorry that we're a little bit late with this upload. Today we're going to be discussing the top 10 second basemen in the MLB right now. I'm not sure about this, but I think that it doesn't matter if you're injured, right?
It doesn't matter.
All right, let's get into it.
There's a week. All right.
The number 10 second baseman, Starlin Castro of the Washington Nationals. In his career, he's got a .280 batting average. He's hit 135 career home runs, so he has been pretty decent.
Last year, he brought in 22 home runs with a .270 batting average. He's also good this year with 2 homers and a .283 average.
Castro's definitely on the decline of his career. At the beginning, he was stealing bases. He's not doing that anymore.
At the beginning, he was kind of rising up as he went on through his career. Went from 10 home runs to 14 to 10 to 14, 11, 21, 16, 12, 22, and then 2. So,
but I feel like whereas, at the beginning of his career, he was putting up similar home run totals, actually a little bit more, but he was commonly batting 300, which is really impressive, and he's also stealing good bases. He's definitely not the player he used to be, but he still is a good player. Like last year he batted 270. That's a solid batting average. If you just go back to 2017.
Career high in home runs in 2019. Hit for the most power he ever had in his career. So definitely on the decline in his 11th year this season, but he had a power surge last season, and he's definitely looking like a good second baseman.
All right.
Okay, at number 9, we have Luis Arraez of the Minnesota Twins.
A rookie last year, he only hit 4 home runs and 326 at-bats, but he had a 334 batting average and only struck out 29 times.
One thing about Luis Arraez that's really impressive, I mean, the thing that's going to obviously jump off the page is 334 batting average. He only really played half a season, but still, that's a great batting average. But then if you look a little bit closer, he did not get walked a lot. He only walked 36 times last season, but he only struck out 29 times. So he walked more than he struck out. So he's not going to give you – he's one of those guys that just makes contact all the time. And, you can count on him to hit the ball, which is actually a really valuable thing to have on the Twins. He fits really well in that lineup. Arraez, he's young. We haven't seen a lot of him. So you can't really think about him, like, on the level. Like, you can't think of him as a batting title winner yet. But, he definitely can provide 300 batting average, and he won't strike out a lot.
Yeah, 334 batting average last season. He's like the opposite of Pete Alonso. He had no power, but, man, his average was insane. 334, that's off the charts. You never would see that in a full season.
Number 8 is Keston Hiura, the second baseman from the Brewers. Rookie last year as well. He batted like 303. He batted 303 with 19 home runs.
Only 314 at-bats. So, again, like half a season, a lot of power, 19 homers in that half, and he batted in the 300s. So, really great season for Keston Hiura.
Here's
49 RBIs as well. So
here is someone where, you're a little bit surprised that he's, like, ranked as high as he is, because we have him at 8, but he's commonly, like, close to top 5.
162 game average. He has, like, 36 home runs with 90 RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing to think about. If he plays a full season, he's offering you close to 40 home run power, and he's batting 300.
He's stealing, like, 17 bases.
No, that's a big threat. Anyway, if you're hitting with power and average, like Hiura does, you're a pretty valuable player. We think that sometimes he gets overrated and is, like, put like super high up, and you can't really do that with guys like Arise and Hira because they just haven't played enough. But he definitely has to be considered a top 10 second baseman.
And at 7, we have Jonathan VR for the Miami Marlins. He's coming off a 24 home run, 274 batting average season. But he stole 40 bases in 2019. He had 62 in 2016. He is a base stealer, and that is one of the best parts of his game.
No, he played on the two teams, the Brewers and the Orioles. And he hit 14 home runs in 2018, stole 35 bases, so he was really good in 2018. 2019 was an amazing year, most home runs. He had
career high in years.
He had RBIs of 73. He batted 274. Like, he was a solid player in 2019.
He's 29 years old.
Okay,
this is actually only like his 8th season.
He's someone where you think, oh, well, he might be kind of starting to decline, but no, he's still 40 bases. He's still got that speed. He just set almost a career high in batting average. Obviously his 2016 performance was amazing. 62 stolen bases, 285 average.
19 home runs, 63 RBIs.
He just set his career high in home runs.
And RBIs.
Batting average. His second most stolen bases. His most hits. He played 162 games. He kind of fills out all the boxes. Definitely, really, kind of the only bright spot of the Miami Marlins.
All right. At 6, Jeff McNeil, the second baseman for the New York Mets. This is his 3rd year, and he has shown a lot of potential.
Definitely.
In 2019, he batted .318 with 23 home runs. The season before, only 63 games, he had a 329 batting average. So he gets a lot of hits. He was an all-star last season. And he also hits for a pretty good power with 23 last year. So definitely one of the bright young stars of the game.
McNeil is a little bit like Arias, and if it wasn't for the fact that he's played multiple seasons in the league, like, I feel like McNeil, if this was made just after the 2018 season, falls into the category of Arise. He bats for a high average. He doesn't really do anything else, and he's got a very small sample size. But unlike Arise or Hira, he's lived up to those expectations with his 2019 performance, where he batted for not that less of an average and played a full season. So now we know that he can keep up that high batting average throughout a full season. Leah mentioned that he has some power. He doesn't really have power.
In 2018 and 2019, he batted a total of 321. He had 26 home runs, and then 2019, he's batting.
You mean 2020?
Yeah, 2020, he's batting 293. So having a bit of a down year so far. No home runs yet.
Still, I mean, McNeil.
He's one of the best players on a very shoddy Mets staff this season.
You wish McNeil had a little bit more to him. Like, maybe he steals bases, or maybe he hits instead of trying to get 20 home runs. Maybe he's pushing 30 or something like that. And then his value goes up, or if he plays stellar defenses. Because if you look at the WARs, last year 4.9 for someone who's being ranked as where do we have him at 7? 6th best second baseman in the league, and if he's batting .318, you might want more than a 4.9 WAR. It just feels like he needs to learn how to get more than just average as part of his game, but he's a young player. He's still developing. And I think it's fair to put him over guys like Arias and Hira, like we did, because he has actually done what they've done for.
Yeah, he's where Arias and Hira hope to be after this season.
Yeah.
having had the season where they play like half a year, and then having backed that up with a full season in which they put up as good or almost as good numbers. As we head into the top 5, we have Whit Merrifield, who has led the major leagues in home runs the past 2 seasons.
Not home runs.
In hits. He's led the major leagues in hits the past 2 seasons, and his power is rising with 16 last year.
Whit Merrifield, I feel like he's a bit high, but, when you think about it, I feel like he's a bit high. It doesn't feel like he's at the talent of a 5th best second baseman in the league, but second base is
one of the weaker.
And he's obviously a better player than Jeff McNeil. So Whit has solid averages, a .297 career. He always is putting up close to 300.
He's batted in the 300s. He's batted in the 300s the past 2 seasons.
Whit Merrifield might have came even higher if it wasn't for his steals drop. So, he starts his career, he's batting 300. He's leading the league in hits, and he's also leading the league in stolen bases. So he's providing speed.
Yeah, in 2018.
Leah, let me finish. He's providing speed, average, and he's playing very complete seasons. He's had over 700 plate appearances the past 2 seasons. That's a lot of plate appearances. So, he's giving you a lot of different things, a multiple pool talent. But now the scary thing is, after stealing 45 bases in 2018, he only took 20 in 2019. So speed, it seems like it's kind of heading downwards.
In 2018, he stole 45 bases. 2017, 34.
In
2016, his first year, where he only played about half a season, he stole 8 bases. Hit 2 home runs, batted .283. So he was decent in his first year, but the past 3 years have really...
In 2018, he led the whole MLB in both hits and stolen bases. But he bats 300 every year, which is very impressive. Hits 15 home runs, and then he steals quite a few bases. He's got a lot of talents. And if you look at his stat page, there's so much leagues because he plays in so many games with so many at-bats, and he gets a lot of hits and steals a lot of bases.
One thing that doesn't help his case is that last year in 2019, he only had a 3.7 WAR, so that's not very good. But
DJ LeMahieu. Who had a great 2019.
327 batting average, came so close to leading the MLB. I mean, I'm glad he didn't because I hate the Yankees, but he was very close going to Tim Moore, a career high in home runs. He had come off having only 2 seasons in double digits. So great batting average, good power, and a really great season.
What's crazy about DJ LeMahieu is that his 327 season isn't even the best batting averages of his career. He batted 348 in 2016, won the batting title, 911 OPS. Number 2, Ozzy Albies.
No, number 3.
Yeah.
Ozzy Albies.
3 Ozzy Albies. He's batting in his career 276, a pretty good year last year. Not having a great 2020 so far, but 2019 he batted 295 with 24 home runs, 86 RBIs, and 15 stolen bases. So he was a solid player in 2019. 2018 was pretty good as well. He batted 261 with 24 home runs as well and 72 RBIs. And then 2017 was pretty good. Not the best, but 286. Actually, 286, 6 home runs. This year, he only played nearly half a season, but
yeah, he's kind of sucked this season, though. Yeah, 159 batting average, but Albies.
But he's another guy who plays a lot In
Whereas-
2019, he led the National League in both hits and at-bats with 640 and 189, respectively. So he's another one of those players who gets a lot of time at the plate.
Whereas players like McNeil and Arias are simply batting average, and they don't really do much else, Ozzy Albies gets his spot at 3 because of his multiple tools. He's going to give you 20 home runs in power. He hit 24 back-to-back seasons, which is a respectable amount. He's going to play a complete season and stay healthy, so you know you're going to get a lot out of him. He led the league in hits in 2019, so he definitely provides high batting average, batting .295 that season. He steals over 10 bags, 15 and 14 in 2018 and 2019. And, that all comes together, right? Over 100 runs in back-to-back season. That kind of all comes together, all those different things that he does. That they make pretty nice WARs, 4.5 and 5.2 in the past 2 seasons.
Ozzy Albies, definitely a very strong player. And one of the best players on this list. At 2, we have Ketel Marte, the Arizona Diamondbacks second baseman, and he's had a good career, but he broke out last year with a .329 batting average, by far a career high. He hit 32 home runs, also by far a career high. He'd only hit double digits once, and he really he exploded.
92 RBIs, only 10 stolen bases. He walked 53 times, which is pretty good for most players. He had an OPS of 787. Nope, that's 2020. He had a 981 OPS, which is really good, with a 592 slugging and a 329 OPV.
He finished fourth in National League.
Marte.
He finished 4th in National League MVP voting.
One fun fact about Ketel Marte that I just found using a baseball reference, little thing that you can do on there, is that Ketel Marte from 2015 to 2018, so just excluding his amazing breakout 2019 season, he's averaging only 6 home runs per season with 18 doubles. He's averaging a 263, 324, 389 slash line with a 712 OPS. He's averaging an under-average 91 OPS plus, only 136 total bases per season, right? He's an under-average player. There's nothing – he's getting starting spots, but he's an under-average player. And then, so, the thing about Marte is we kind of rolled the dice on him, put him at number 2. That's pretty high for someone who's only had one great season, but what a great season it was, 2019. He hit 32 home runs, which for players who are batting .329, usually they're not hitting 32 home runs. Usually they're hitting 20 home runs. He also managed 36 doubles and 9 triples. Season before, he had 12 triples.
Yeah, a lot of triples. The season before, he led the MLB in triples, and then he came back with 9 in 2019. So yeah, he's a triple machine.
He batted .329, which almost got him the batting title, with a OBP of 389, a slugging of 592, almost a 600 slugging, and a 981 OPS, which is approaching 1,000. I mean, that's just a fantastic season for a second baseman. For just 2019 only, if you're just saying who had the best second baseman season of 2019, he's either going to fall at 1 or 2, either before or after LeMahieu, but I would probably put him as the best single season.
Yes, he had the best season last season, then LeMahieu at 2. Speaking of good 2019 single season, that brings us to the best second baseman.
Jose Altuve.
I don't think there's much of a question about it. A lot of
won
people
the MVP in 2017, got 13th in the MVP voting in 2018, 3rd in the MVP voting in 2016, 10th in the MVP voting in 2015, 13th in the MVP voting in 2014.
Yeah, a lot of people don't put him as the number 1 second baseman right now. There's a lot of lists with him way down there, some not even in the top 5. But to me, he's clearly the best second baseman in the league. People say he declined last year. Sure, his batting average wasn't over 300, while he had batted over 310 the past 5 seasons, leading the MLB in batting average twice, in the American League in batting average once. But he still batted 298, which is a very impressive average, and he hit 31 home runs, a career high. I don't see there's any way that he's not the best second baseman.
He's still batting 312 for his career.
A career high in
Last
home
year,
runs.
he hit 31 home runs.
Okay, so here's something about Altuve that kind of is ridiculous, I think. I just noticed this on Baseball Reference. He finished 13th in the MVP voting in 2014, yet he won the batting title. He batted .341. He didn't finish. Maybe he didn't win the MVP. Okay, but he finished 13th, not even in the top 10 for MVP voting when he won the batting title. I find that ridiculous. But let's continue.
Well, that year he only had 7 home runs and 59 RBIs, so.
But he did steal 56 bases.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
So
Yeah, and Jose Altuve's got speed, too.
Jose Altuve led the league in hits actually 4 years in a row, 2017 and 2014 to 2017. He's won 3 batting titles. He's led the league in stolen bases twice, and he got over 30 stolen bases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years in a row. He is a World Series champion. He's won a Gold Glove, 6-time All-Star. He won an MVP.
He's a 5-time Silver Slugger.
He's one of the best batting average hitters in the league. And when you combine that with 30 stolen bases, playing complete seasons, and now hitting 30 home runs, he's just obviously the best second baseman. He's obviously one of the best players in the league.
We'll wrap up our top 10 second baseman in the league right now list. Look for the Short Stuffs video coming out hopefully today if we can get it out in time. And check out our new channel. The link is in the description. So again, sorry for how late this is, but I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you later today.
Bye.